Hello folks, welcome once again to Nutritious Fitness. I am your host Kurt Dirksen. Just a little something about nutrition today. Many others have covered this all over the internet and on YouTube. I am just going to reiterate. Meal prep. Preparation of meals in advance for the week, or at least some number of days, or a day at a time if you like. Can't think of anything more important nutritionally. Obviously, if you don't have a meal to eat ready to go, what are you gonna do? Run to a fast food establishment and get yourself a cheeseburger covered in bacon, some french fries on the side, big old 44-ounce soda full of sugar, and probably pizza for dinner. Maybe skip breakfast, not always the best idea. Let's talk about preparing meals. It sounds like a big investment. It sounds like work. Cooking. Oh, I'm not a chef. I don't cook. I don't know what to do. It's not hard, okay? Hate to say, if you can flush a toilet, you could probably cook yourself a meal. It doesn't have to be perfect, you just have to make it taste reasonable. So, let's talk about figuring out how to do that. Alright? So, think about let's focus on not what you want. Let's focus on what's healthy and make it something you want. Alright, put good ingredients in. Vegetables, hate to say it, vegetables. I didn't used to like them. I've learned to love them. And some of them actually on their own. Some kind of have to mix in. Putting in ingredients that you might not like. You might say, oh, beans, they're bland and slimy. Yeah, they kind of are. Guess what? Bury them in something else. Alright, mushrooms, something I more recently added to my mixes. I don't like them. I've had it in my mixes now for a couple of months. Don't like them. But guess what? I'm able to eat them because I bury them amongst other foods. Vegetarian or not, maybe you want to throw in some meat, some cheese, lacto-ovo vegetarian, whatever you're into. Make your meals ahead of time. Saves money, saves time, makes you healthy. Alright, let's start out looking at breakfast. Okay, breakfast. Well, for myself, being somebody that eats eggs, lo and behold, eggs. What do you know? A dozen eggs, perfect. I cook 6 days out of 7. I have a 7th day of the week. Happen to choose Sunday as my 7th day of the week as a cheat day. I don't worry about preparing a meal for that day. Alright, but I start out with a base of eggs. You don't eat eggs, you're very vegan or vegetarian minus the egg options, fine. Just cook a bunch of vegetables for breakfast and make it interesting. Alright, so eggs out of the way. What else do I add to eggs to make them fun? They're pretty good on their own, a little salt and pepper. In this case, no salt for the recipe that I'm doing this week that I'm filming. I am going to add meat. Where am I going to get some salty flavor from? Smoked salmon. Again, vegetarian, vegan, maybe you don't have smoked salmon. I like to mix it up. Smoked salmon this week. Some weeks I'll do bacon chopped up, or if I can find some bacon bits that haven't been modified to add gluten, I will do bacon bits. Some weeks I do nothing of the sort, no meat. Some weeks when I'm doing dairy, I kind of cycle that in and out of my diet. I will add cheese. Alright, okay, so I've got eggs and I've got meat. Wow, nothing vegetable in there yet, Kurt. Okay, gonna give it some more flavor. In this case, I don't want to cry. Good old Trader Joe's. I'm not advertising for them, but they have a lot of what I need. Most markets have this diced onion. How do I give that more flavor? Green onion. Gives it a little color too. A little extra fiber. Any amount of vegetables you add to your mixes is going to add fiber. Gonna give it a little more color. Cabbage. Green and purple. A little bit of carrot mixed in. Getting some color in my mix now. Breakfast is looking pretty interesting. Tasty with that salmon in there. Onion in there. I'm going to add some additional onion this week. And along with that, some green and red bell peppers. Fire roasted in this case. And why would I be putting bell peppers in there? Partly for color, partly for vitamin C to help me absorb the iron in the chopped spinach. Hey, what do you know? I even found organic this week. And mix it all together. And a little black pepper is about all I need to add on top of that. So saute the vegetables, starting with the onions. Get that all going. Add the other vegetables till they're softened. Get that smoked salmon in it. Smoked, not cooked. Let's cook it. chop it up while I'm at it. By the time I can get everything chopped up with a plastic spatula in my fry pan, I've got the basis for my breakfast, and then I just fold it all together by scrambling those 12 eggs in. Voila, breakfast done. Okay, now it's time for lunch. Again, just going through the ingredients I'm going to use this week. Everything I'm going to show you here is basically the basis for this. It's going to be vegetarian, or it's going to look that way. However, all I have to do during the week to spice it up with a little meat is pop a can of tuna, pop a can of chicken, pop a can of salmon, and add some protein to the mix. Or if I'm feeling in the mood for vegetarian, hey, I eat it like it is. So, broccoli slaw this week. Shaved up, chopped up broccoli. Continuing that onion theme, green onion. Chopped white onion, look familiar, just like breakfast. I happen to love onion. Usually in lunch I'll even throw in a little minced garlic from a jar. Trader Joe's, again, nothing from them for me, but nevertheless I like their products. Cruciferous Crunch, kale, everybody's favorite. No, I don't like kale, but cooked in my mix, buried in there, along with some Brussels sprouts and some cabbage. Perfect. There's that evil mushroom I mentioned earlier in my monologue. Yes, don't like mushrooms. I'm burying them in this mix with all these other ingredients and some spices. I'll never even know they're there. Happen to have some celery left over from a previous recipe. I'm going to chop that up and put it in there. Get my iron once again. I used half the pack of chopped spinach, frozen, in my breakfast. I'm going to use the other half in my lunch. One of my favorites, healthy 8 veggie mix. It's healthy in the sense that it's all vegetables. How healthy, I don't know. Trader Joe's chops them all up for me, saves me some time. Throw them in there, cook them till they're soft. And as you look at the top of my head, finally, I like beans. Sometimes I put beans in my breakfast. I didn't this week, so I'm putting 3 different beans: pinto, kidney, and black beans, all in my lunch to provide a lot of fiber, protein, carbohydrate. It contains it all. And again, I will saute that all together till everything's cooked and choppable with a plastic spatula. Those mushrooms will be slimy but buried. Those beans, I happen to like them even though they're pasty and bland. Add a nice touch to that. Once in a while I'll add rice. It makes the beans and rice together a complete protein, so if I ever go all vegetarian like that, I got what I need. And from there, cook it up, see the pictures, and we'll talk more once it's done. So that wraps up lunch. Breakfast and lunch done. Breakfast took me, with the recipe I had here, about 45 minutes from the time I fired up the burner under the pan till everything was packaged up, put in the fridge, and the pan was clean. Lunch, a few more ingredients involved, so took about an hour. Again, from the time I fired up the burner till the time I was drying off that pan and my food was put away in the fridge. It's a really quick and easy thing to do. You don't have to get pre-cut veggies. You can chop your own if you want to save a little money. As it is, I find I spend $60 to $80 a week for breakfast and lunch, 6 days out of 7. So that's not a huge investment. It's really kind of nice. A little more if I throw in some canned meats for lunch. A little more if I throw in an extra can of beans for breakfast. So very reasonable, very convenient. Less than 2 hours on a weekend, and I've got 6 days worth of breakfast and lunch done. Dinner I usually make on the fly. Sometimes I'll make that in advance too. I'll make a big recipe, soup, or some kind of ground meat, things like that. Cooked up with, again, my favorite, onions and garlic. In any case, love to see you give this a try for your health, for your life, for convenience, for taste, something made to your taste. Yes, it's the same thing every day for 6 days, but for 1 week, if you've made something you like, it's not that hard to do. And again, change the recipe following week and the week after that. Mix it up a little, change your veggies, try out my recipe here or make your own substitutions, your own mixes. Enjoy, stay healthy. Fitness is nutritious, nutrition is fitness. Nutrition and fitness together are health. Going to the doctor is not health care, it is sick care. Prevent a trip to the doctor for medical issues by giving conscious time, thought, and attention to nutritious fitness. Take care of you so you can remain able and available to aid others in need, be that a friend, family member, or a complete stranger.